How many people did you speak to today? Not message, not react to, not scroll past, speak to. And of those people, how many of them know what is actually happening inside you right now? Not the surface version, not the "I'm fine, just tired" version. Not the version you have learned to present so efficiently that sometimes you forget it is a presentation. The real thing, the actual weight of it. Whatever you are carrying today that nobody has asked about and that you have not offered. How many people know that? If the answer is 0, I want you to know something. You are not alone in that, which is perhaps the strangest sentence anyone has ever said about loneliness. You are not alone in being completely alone. There is a crisis unfolding right now that does not make the front pages. It does not have the urgency of a disaster or the visibility of a war. It moves slowly, quietly, through ordinary days that look, from the outside, completely fine. Researchers have begun to call it an epidemic. Not metaphorically, clinically. Loneliness, chronic, unaddressed, invisible loneliness, is now considered one of the greatest threats to human health on the planet. More dangerous in some studies than obesity. More predictive of early death than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And yet, when was the last time someone asked you if you were lonely? Not sad, not stressed, not burned out, lonely. The reason nobody asks is the same reason nobody admits it. Because loneliness carries a shame that almost no other feeling carries. When you say you are anxious, people nod. They understand. When you say you are overwhelmed, people relate. They have been there. But when you say you are lonely, something shifts. There is a pause, a slight recalibration, and underneath it, unspoken, a question that sounds like, why? What is wrong with you that you cannot manage to connect with people? And so you don't say it. You say you're busy. You say you're tired. You say everything is fine, just a lot going on. And the loneliness learns to be quiet. I want to make a distinction that I think is important. There is being alone, and there is loneliness. They are not the same thing. Being alone is a physical condition. No one in the room. Silence. Solitude. For many people, this is nourishing, chosen, welcomed. Loneliness is something else entirely. Loneliness is the feeling of not being known by the people who are present. You can be alone and feel completely full. You can be in a room of 100 people, people who know your name, who have known you for years, and feel a loneliness so complete it is almost physical. That is the loneliness nobody talks about. Not the solitude, the invisibility. Let me tell you what loneliness actually feels like from the inside, because most descriptions of it get it slightly wrong. It does not feel like sadness exactly. It feels like a specific kind of hunger, not for food, not for touch, for recognition. The hunger to have someone look at you, the actual you, not the version you have packaged for them, and say, I see that. I see you. You make sense to me. That hunger is one of the most fundamental things a human being can feel. It is not weakness. It is not neediness. It is not something you should have grown out of. It is as basic as the need for air. And when it goes unmet, for months, for years, for decades, it does not simply go away. It goes underground, and it begins to shape everything. The decisions you make, the relationships you settle for, the work you throw yourself into, not because it fulfills you, but because it fills the hours and gives you somewhere to put your energy that does not require you to be seen. Here is something that I think most people have not fully considered. The world has never been more connected in the history of human existence. You can speak, right now, to someone on the other side of the planet. You can access the thoughts and faces of millions of strangers in an instant. You are surrounded, constantly, by the presence of other human beings, their words, their images, their opinions. And yet, by almost every measure we have, people have never felt more alone. Not less connected, more connected, and more alone. Which means, connection alone is not what we are missing. What we are missing is something that connection cannot automatically provide. We are missing the experience of being truly known. And that is something that cannot be delivered by a feed. It cannot be achieved by accumulating followers. It cannot be manufactured by a group chat or a comments section or a room full of people who have seen your highlights but never your 3 a.m. I want to ask you something that might be uncomfortable. When did you last let someone see you struggle? Not struggle performatively, not the kind that gets sympathy or makes you look resilient afterward, but genuinely, unresolvedly struggle. Without the punchline, without the lesson learned, without the, but I'm okay now, at the end. Just, this is hard, and I don't know how it ends, and I am scared. When did you last say that to another human being? For most people, it has been a very long time, and for some people, it has never happened. Because vulnerability requires something that loneliness systematically destroys, the belief that it is safe to be seen. Every time you showed something real and it was met with indifference, or worse, with judgment, a small part of you concluded, keep that inside next time. And you did, and the next time, and the next, until keeping it inside became so automatic you stopped noticing you were doing it. Until the performance became so polished that even the people closest to you were responding to it, and you were watching them respond from somewhere behind it, feeling, somehow, more alone than if you had been by yourself. This is the loneliness nobody talks about. Not the kind that comes from being isolated, the kind that comes from being surrounded by people who know your name but not your weight, who have seen your face but not what is behind it, who would describe you to others using words that are accurate but somehow miss the most important thing. I am not going to tell you that the solution is to be more vulnerable. That word has been used so many times it has lost its edges. What I am going to say is simpler and harder. Find one person. Not 100, not a community, not a movement, one person, and say something true to them that you have not said before. Not everything, not the whole weight of it, one sentence, more honest than you would normally allow yourself to be, without softening it into something more acceptable, without following it immediately with a reassurance that you're fine, just the true thing, said plainly, to one person, and wait. Not for them to fix it, not for them to have the perfect response. Just wait, and see what happens when something real is finally allowed to exist in the air between two people. Because here is what I know about loneliness. It does not end when people appear. It ends when you appear. When the version of you that has been waiting behind the performance, behind the competence, behind the humor, behind the I'm fine, finally steps forward. Even once, even imperfectly, even with a voice that shakes. That is the moment the loneliness begins to lift. Not because someone saved you, but because you stopped hiding from the people who might have. You are in a room right now, maybe alone, maybe with others nearby. And somewhere inside you is something that has not been said. Something that has been waiting for the right moment, the right person, the right conditions. I want to tell you something about that waiting. The conditions will never be perfect. The person will never be perfectly safe. The moment will never announce itself as the right one. You will have to choose it, imperfectly, before you feel ready, before you know how it will land. That is not recklessness. That is the only way this particular door has ever been opened. The loneliness epidemic is real, and it is silent, and it is in this room, but it has always had an exit. The exit is not a product. It is not a practice. It is not a program. It is the decision made in one ordinary moment to let one person see one true thing. That is enough. That has always been enough to begin.